We would go to the maths department at lunchtime and play card games. That's what we used to do instead of playing. I guess that was a form of mathematics, maybe, to count the cards. Not very complicated. Anyway, um, yeah. So if you join a group or a club within the school, you get to meet the same people regularly and you get to build relationships. But you don't get it within the normal classes because it's your work, it's your test. You have to do it yourself. Yeah, but teacher, that's not how it works in the real world. Be quiet, sit down. But in the real world, I can ask. No, you can't. No, you can't. Yes, but no, 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 no. I've made my decision, and one more word from you, and there'll be trouble. Or so I can't even imagine how they discipline. They use some kind of fear tactic. Um, One more word from you, and I'll send you out of the classroom. Oh, great! I can't wait. Thank you. Please, the sooner the better. So, yeah, that wouldn't work. um, so what's it about building? Yeah, just building trust. It's who you know. So the fact that the the teacher was stopped by the policeman. The policeman was one of their old students or former students or something. It's a classic example. If you want to work for a company, what's the best way to get a job in the company?
in the company.
Yeah, you want to work in a company. Say you want to work for a big company. Say you want to work for, I don't know, it's crazy examples, Microsoft or IBM or, I don't know, GlaxoSmithKline, Beecham Wellcome or whatever that giant pharmaceutical company is. Um, you know what? What's the best way to get a job there? Well, the best way to get a job in the company is to know somebody in the company.
Oh, yeah.
You can the two choices. You can stand on the outside and kind of shout in, going, "Hey, employ me! I'm looking for a job. Hey, I'm over here." Or you can call Uncle John, who's friends with Peter, who plays golf with the director's best friend. And
Yeah,
you,
I mean this. Yeah,
yeah, that's what you meant with your description. Okay. So, uh, so you know who the person is, or the person knows and the person knows who you are before you even apply. And that's key. I was listening recently to the story of one person who built up his own fitness industry. Can you build a fitness industry? He built his own company based on fitness and health and nutrition and supplements. And he wanted to work with Arnold Schwarzenegger because everybody wants to work with Arnold Schwarzenegger because he's the man at the top. You know, you think about bodybuilding and weightlifting and exercise and fitness and nutrition. You think who are the classic people throughout history? There's nobody bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this person spent 10 years building a relationship and a series of networks and contacts just to get a meeting with Arnold Schwarzenegger because he wanted to work with him. Now, this person had a good company and a good product to sell, but he knew that if he went straight up to Arnold Schwarzenegger and said, "Hi, I'm somebody you don't know. Can I have 2 minutes of your time?" Arnold would probably say, "No, I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy right now because I don't know who you are." Right. Same principle as the story I told earlier about, the coach and you want to play in a certain game. You build things up step by step. And so what this guy did was Arnold Schwarzenegger was doing some book signings, and um, so people would buy a book and they would stand in line and they would get the book signed. So he would stand in line for 2 or 3 hours just to get 10 seconds with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just to say, "Hi, I really like the work you do. Um, I'm building my own company, and I want to thank you for being a role model for people like me." And he did this a number of times. That's step one, right? Step two was he worked on his own physical fitness and um, got himself on the cover of a number of magazines because he was so looking so good physically. Then he started to build up his own company and get art, and then he wrote articles for free and sent them to websites that were part of Arnold's company to see if they would post his articles on their website. And they were not articles about him, they were articles about them. So he wrote articles about them saying how good they were and sent them to that company to get those articles published on their website so that people in that company would know who he was. And this is a process like over 3, 4, 5 years, right? And then a couple of years, then he was at some, uh, it's like some big event or some conference or some exhibition or exposition or something, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was there with his media team, and somebody in his media team said, "Ah, I know you. You wrote that article for us on the website." He said, would you like to meet? Would you like to meet with Arnold?" And he said, "Well, if Arnold's got 30 seconds." So he got 30 seconds talking to Arnold. Arnold said, "I read your article. It was very good. Thank you very much." Blah blah blah. And he said, "Okay, thank you." And that was that. And so it took 5 years to get that 30-second meeting. And then Arnold knew who he was. Now, this doesn't mean you could go to Arnold and say, "Hey, do something for me." It doesn't mean that. What it means is that the next time you want to deliver something, he knows who you are. And you get to build up that relationship, and it takes time. It really takes time. So that took 5 years to build up the basic relationship for his business that he wanted to build. And eventually his company became the only company that Arnold Schwarzenegger worked with for the publication and promotion of fitness and lifestyle related activities. But it took a long time to do it. And sometimes people think it happens like this. Because at the end, it happens like that, right? That final shot at the end of the game happens very quickly, but all of the practice and all of the work and all of the training and the blood, sweat, and tears that go in, yeah, they all happen over a long period of time, and you need a lot of vision and a lot of hard work and a lot of patience to make it all work out. And there's still always the possibility that it's not going to work out as well at the same time. So, um, so yeah, that's all connected to the story you said about how the the punishment for the crime or the problem was not a problem because of knowing the right people in the right places who could say, "Okay, I know you. I know you're not a bad person. I know you're a helpful person, and I know that the best thing to do in this situation is not make a problem for anybody, and we can let you go, and so it's okay. And that's what they don't teach you in school. They don't teach you, hey, build these relationships. Hey, get to know these teachers. What the teacher standing in front of you in the class teaches you in school is much, much, much less important than the fact that you can give them a phone call in 5 or 6 years and say, hey, I don't know if you remember me. I studied at the school under you, and I was wondering, I've got this opportunity and I need a reference. Yeah. Or could you give me a little bit of advice or something like that? And those things are gold. And the networks you build up, the relationships you build up are extremely valuable, because basically we are all in life, when we're thinking, we are all like tiny little intelligence agencies. We're all like individual versions of the CIA or the FBI or MI5 or MI6, because we need information to survive.
Yeah.
And information means one of two things: collecting data and knowing the right people. And that's the aim of the intelligence agencies, to know all of the right people in all of the right places so they can go directly to them and get all of the right information. And that's exactly what people need to do if they're going to be successful, because you can't build a successful, healthy business or entrepreneurial lifestyle by yourself. Um, you just can't. Kind of creative people sort of want to do it by themselves, but they can't, because where did this pen come from? Right? I don't even know where this pen came from, but I need it. So somebody else created something and I use it. So it doesn't matter what you do. It's like you can't do it yourself. Got this pen, got this paper, got this table, got my car, got my house. Didn't build these things. I just use them, and I need them for my life. So all of the networks and all of the contacts are pretty important, um, which is one of those positive things about social networking that a lot of people don't use. They have networks of contacts, but they just don't seem to use them very much. It's the kind of thing that I'm always surprised by the the number of people who don't use social media to help themselves solve problems. Because that would seem like the perfect way to solve a problem would be to type the problem into Facebook and say, does anybody have a solution to this? And instantly the the 500 people that you're connected to will read that, and maybe one of them, maybe two, will be like, yeah, I can solve that problem. I can do that. Yes, of course, 98% will be, what a stupid question. What an idiot. But you get that anywhere and all of the time, so that's not anything to worry about. So, social media should really be a forum for helping people solve problems, rather than look at my cat falling off the table, ma ha ha, or here's an old woman crossing a road really slowly, getting chased by an elephant, or I don't know, the weird stuff that happens. Yeah. Here's a picture of a strange light in the sky. What could it be? Damn it, it's a light in the sky. Yeah, just, just, go back to bed.